Welcome back to the Hurry Up Offense. Fantasy football news and advice for Week 11 of the NFL fantasy football season in 10 minutes or around about 10 minutes. I am Smokey Rameriz, your fantasy football pro. Let's go. Today's topic is, I guess it's about injury season, plus it's about the playoff season that is coming up. It is almost that time, guys. It really sucks. I hate it. We're going into week 11. Some playoffs start in week 12, week 13, week 14. Some of them are as late as 15 this year because of the extended season, but it is getting that time, and you need to be looking ahead to the playoffs and to who you want to roster for the playoffs. But first, let's get into the news. Apparently, Jeremy McNichols has now popped up on the injury report with a concussion. Things are starting to lean in D'Onta Foreman's favor. Of course, Adrian Peterson is still there, and he's going to do some work, but it seems to be swinging more out of favoring Adrian Peterson and more toward favoring D'Onta Foreman. I think this should continue, and things are stacking up for him to have a decent rest of the season, or at least until Derrick Henry comes back. This is really no surprise, but it's on the news report. Mason Rudolph is planning to start this week. I'm going to stay away from that team completely. I think the only thing I really want out of the Steelers offense is Najee Harris. He should still have a heavy workload, and it should all be in his favor now. Stick with Najee Harris and nobody else from the Steelers offense. Pat Freiermuth may have something to say about this, but I know the last time we saw Mason Rudolph for an extended period, he did not use the tight end for anything. So I'm not counting on it, so that's that. James Robinson is back out of practice. Now, we saw him play through his heel injury, but now apparently he has a knee injury on top of that. You're going to have to monitor James Robinson. I don't know that he's going to make it through this game. He has injuries piling up here. You're going to have to pay real close attention. The guy is tough, but who knows? Jared Goff is out on Wednesday with an oblique injury. Now, Jared Goff has been abysmal this season, and I don't know why he would even be on any rosters unless you're in a super deep league with a tight end, a QB premium or 2 QB spots. You don't want to be playing him in any other situation other than that. But if you are counting on him, you may not be counting on him this week, and I feel sorry for you. Kareem Hunt is getting close to a return. Finally, Stefanski told the media that it is very possible he is not coming back this week, but possibly for week 12 he might be out there. Now, we know whoever plays running back for the Browns is definitely going to put up a ton of points. It has happened in almost every single game this season. Actually, it has happened in every single game this season, no matter who the running back has been. I'm personally hoping Chubb can get back out there, but we've seen Chubb and Kareem Hunt be productive at the exact same time. I don't know about Dearness. He's probably not going to be valuable after these two guys get back, but you can play both of these guys when they are back. Well, this is weird, kind of. Joe Flacco is going to start for the New York Jets on week 11. Crazy. Joe Flacco is back at it after Mike White basically brought the house down in that dumpster fire of a game after putting on what people thought was a promising start to a crazy career. He then goes out for a 4-interception game and ruins it all, and Joe Flacco will be starting because Zach Wilson is not quite ready to come back. Yeah, if you're in a deep league, you might need him, but I wouldn't be playing him. Miles Sanders. Designated to return from IR. And you see, I'm happy about that. The only thing I'm not happy about is his usage in this offense. Yeah, Sirianni's probably not going to use him up to his full ability. He is the best running back on that team, and it is very weird that he doesn't get used like that. He is the most explosive. He is the most talented. He is the best pure runner on that team, and he doesn't get used like that. I don't know what Sirianni's doing. I really don't. Miles Sanders needs to be on a better team because he is still one of the best running backs in the NFL. Just hasn't had a chance to prove it. see what happens here. Damien Harris got in a limited practice, and it is unsure as of right now if he's going to be back for the game on Thursday night against the Falcons. But Ramondre Stevenson kind of had a breakout game last season, and if they do bring him back, this is obviously going to be a committee, and it's not going to work out to either guy's extreme favor, but it may be one of those situations where they both can be valuable. I really do think that if Damien Harris gets back for this game, that he should be the lead running back, and Ramondre should go back to a backup role. But I'm not sure about that. I don't know how much faith Belichick is instilling in Ramondre at this time. But I think Damien Harris should be the lead back. But it's one of those ambiguous backfields, so I wouldn't count on it. Speaking of running backs on Thursday night, Cordaro Patterson has been practicing in a limited fashion, so it is very possible that he could be out there. Now, we have seen without Cordaro Patterson, there is nothing out of this backfield anybody is going to touch. I am not touching Mike Davis. I am not touching Wayne Gallman. I would play Cordaro Patterson if he's out there, but it's scary also because the team was absolutely horrid on offense, and they could not get anything going. Now, we have seen that Belichick takes your top option away no matter what that is. There is mounds of data to back this up, and we believe that's going to be Kyle Pitts, and that will leave Cordaro Patterson open if he is out there and playing. So you can play Cordaro Patterson this week, even after that horrible game that they put up last week. I think it'll still be okay to play Cordell or Cordaro, whichever you prefer, if he's out there. The Ravens have released LeVeon Bell. This guy is getting dumped from more teams than you could ever have thought after being the #1 running back at one time in this league. I don't believe in LeVeon Bell, and obviously nobody else does anymore either. This leaves the door open for Davonte Freeman to have a good week if Latavius Murray doesn't come back. Now watch it. If Latavius Murray comes back, this is still going to be a split backfield. And there's also a problem with LAmar Jackson right now. So who knows who's going to get all the run in this team. But I think Davonte Freeman could have a good game if Latavius Murray doesn't make it back this week. And that is last but not least this week. Lamar has some kind of sickness. Now, is it just me? Or is it that Lamar gets sick a lot? I'm hoping this is not a side effect of COVID. They are saying this is not COVID related, but he's having a lot of sicknesses lately. I mean, this dates back to last season. The guy would just be out for sicknesses out of the blue. I don't know, maybe he has IBS. We all saw him run to the toilet that one night. Who knows, but let's hope Lamar is back because LAmar Jackson still has a shot at being MVP for this season, and he's on a decent pace right now. So I hope this doesn't affect his game at all. But be wary, this could. He is under some kind of sickness at the moment. That's it for the news this week. Let's get on to the game theory portion of the show. Man, as we've been talking about, definitely a lot of injuries are piling up right now. You need to go into your lineup and look and see, especially with running backs, you need to look and see what handcuffs you can get. If there are handcuffs available, you want those. Definitely going into the playoff season, because if you're on a team that has high running back production, if you have a player from a team that has high running back production and you do not have the backup, you could be left out cold in the middle of your playoffs of your league. Now we're already seeing this play out with Aaron Jones as A.J. Dillon. If you have A.J. Dillon right now, you are doing well because he's probably going to put up similar production to Aaron Jones. And this doesn't necessarily apply to teams with ambiguous backfields like the Patriots or the 49ers. I'm talking about teams like the Cowboys, the Vikings, and the Colts. Which means if you have Zeke, you need Tony Pollard. If you have Dalvin Cook, you're going to need Alexander Mattison. If you have Jonathan Taylor, you're going to need Nyheim Hines. These guys could save the bacon in the middle of the playoffs. So do that right now. Go through your team. If you're going into the playoffs, that is, you know you're making the playoffs, go ahead and make some way to back up your star running back with his handcuff. It will pay off in the case of an emergency. That's it for this week. Guys, if you want to hear Alex and I predict the winners of each and every game every single week and also give some kind of insight as to why we picked them, then please tune into the Scoreboard. It comes out every Thursday before you are hearing this. So if you are hearing this right now, look at the channel. It is there. Please subscribe to Beyond Football channel. I am Smokey Rameriz, your fantasy football pro. I'll see you next week. Deuces.